Hello, I'm Melissabear and welcome to episode 2 of the Bachelorette Challenge, Disney Princess Edition, where we'll be building Snow White and the Seven Bachelors mansion. We are not going to be building the mansion for Snow White and her 7 bachelors from scratch today. We are actually going to be renovating one of Hatsy's builds called Leonardo's Villa. So it's a beautiful country home that I downloaded that we're going to sort of change to make it a bit more cottagey and a bit more bachelorette mansion-y. Okay, I normally put my dog down, but she is just willing to chill here, so she's just gonna sit here and hopefully she's not too noisy. Let's watch this speed build and I'll talk you guys through it. Of course, everyone knows that Hatsy is an amazing builder, but unfortunately I didn't have all the packs that are required for this build. So you can see when I did put Leonardo's Villa, as she called it, in my game, it's missing a lot of stuff. Some paint, and obviously some of the objects were replaced automatically by the Sims with stuff I do have. So some things look a bit odd and some things are missing, but that is definitely not a reflection of Hatsy's build, which is absolutely stunning if you go look at it in the gallery. It's just because I didn't have some of the packs. So basically what we're gonna do is just change this build and make it more what we need for our challenge and just make it look a bit more of that Snow White Disney cottagey vibe. So the first thing I went around doing was just removing all the palm trees and stuff because that was not very like foresty, that was more California vibes. I also gave it a bit of a darker look in the kitchen because it's cottagey. I feel like I'm gonna say the word cottage a lot in this video. Yeah, I'm not the most systematic builder in the world, so you'll see here I start with the kitchen and then soon I'm gonna switch and just go outside, where I then realized I'm not being systematic and should try to be a bit more systematic. So here I go, changing all the windows, looking what's missing. Here you can see there's no paint on the wall because I obviously didn't have that pack. There's all those little arch thingies. I'm not sure if that's like a replacement the game put in or if those were maybe had some sort of effect in her original design. I just move objects on there so I could try to sort these pillars out. We were missing some pillars that didn't come through. Here we just go about just fixing the roof in some areas just so it's not covering the windows. Sure, roofs in The Sims 4 is like one of the things that I'm just absolutely terrible at. I cannot do roofs whatsoever. That's one of the biggest things I miss about The Sims 3 is the auto roof. I loved auto roof because yeah, roofs are just not my strong suit at all. Here I just decided to change that roof to a round roof because the square roof wasn't really covering the... What shape is that? Is it 6? Is that a hexagon? Pentagon? What is it? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 8, so maybe it's an octagon? I don't know. And I think it looks kind of cute. It's like the only round roof in the house, so it does stand out a little bit, but I think it looks quite cute. Yeah, I also decided to just make all the pillars brown because I just like the contrast of the white and the brown. I thought it made it look very cottagey. So you'll see white and brown is basically the color scheme that I use for the whole of the outside. I'm really excited to get started on this challenge. So next episode will be the first official gameplay episode of the Bachelorette Challenge. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah, you can see I'm just trying out different thatch roofs. I chose this one because I thought that looked the most cottagey. We should have a count for how many times I say the word cottage in this video. Cottagey. It looks so cute. It has such a vibe of Snow White's cottage in the movie, but of course just a giant mansion version fit to our bachelorette needs. I'm really excited to just get playing. You'll see throughout this build I don't really change too much of the build. I just make it more sort of cutesy, more cottagey. I'm really frustrated with, yeah, you can see I'm messing around with that roof on the right. I do it multiple times throughout the video. There's certain places where the thatch is just clipping, like you can see the top of the wall and no matter how much I moved it around, it just kept clipping and I'm not sure what that issue is. So you'll see multiple times I'm just messing around with the roofs, trying to stop it from clipping, but there is still clipping in some places, which I didn't manage to fix, unfortunately. But I am still going to try again before we get to the playthrough. Here I'm just adding a ton more flowers because you can never go wrong with flowers. The more plants, the better. So I basically was just adding flower boxes everywhere they could fit, under like every single window. And I think it just looks real cute, gives it a bit of that Disney cottage vibe. I took out a lot of things that you would normally have in gameplay, but that we wouldn't necessarily want in this playthrough, like a TV and a computer I took out because our object obviously is for Snow White to choose between the 7 bachelors, and we want it to happen as organically as possible to see who she prefers without us having to force the interactions. So the best way to do that is include more social activities and more outgoing things for them to do. For instance, like playing ball together or swimming, or like the bubble machine that's outside, to get them to do those sort of activities instead of just sit and watch TV or play computer games the whole time, which my Sims always love to do. I did include some solo activities though, especially things that were kind of more skill building or that I thought might be sort of cute or romantic if one of them did for Snow White. So for instance, I left a easel and I put a woodworking station and a flower arranging table, things like that, you know, because one of them might decide to go do one of those, maybe make a gift for Snow White. I thought that might be kind of cute. Or maybe she could get them to do a sort of challenge and choose the best picture that they painted or something like that. So I did leave some sort of individual activities, but not ones that they tend to do just for hours on end, like playing PC games. At the top there, what I was doing was I added a ensuite to the main bedroom. So I made Snow White's bedroom have an ensuite, and at the bottom downstairs here just now I also separated the toilet from the rest of the bathroom so that, you know, more people can use it at one time, since there's going to be 8 Sims living in this house. The staircase I put out the back was because I thought, oh, we could do like a rose ceremony on that. But then at the end I decided to delete it because I didn't think it really matched the more cottage aesthetic that we're going for. And also I just really wasn't in the mood to try to make it like a, you know, using a bunch of like cheats and stuff to try to make it like a usable object, since it's just like a set prop. And here I am trying to fit 7 beds into this small little room. Spoiler alert, it does not fit. So I messed around with that for a little bit and realized it didn't fit. So I had to make the other bedroom a second bedroom for the guys, which I didn't initially want to do. But yeah, it's what I ended up having to do. So there is 5 beds in that room and then 3 beds in this room. So you can tell that's 8 single beds, whereas Snow White has a double bed. The 8th single bed is for a butler who will also be in the game, just to clean and cook for them and everything, so they can focus on getting to know each other without having to do any of the chore stuff. When I'm just scrolling through the objects and just putting objects outside, what I'm doing is I was just searching for any sort of like group activities or skilled activities, things they could do together that I thought would be fun, and I was just sort of placing it around so I don't have to go look through everything again the whole time. So things aren't all in their proper places. I was just putting things quickly down. So that's what I was doing there. Throwing objects everywhere. So you'll see now we jump a lot between all the different spaces, just throwing hot bars outside. And like, oh, I like this fountain. Let me just put it here in the pathway. But don't worry, I do go and neaten it up. And the garden is probably where I renovated the most. You'll see inside, I mostly just did things like, you know, separate the toilets from the main bathroom to make it so they won't walk in on each other and someone can shower while someone else is using the bathroom. And I took away all the objects I didn't want, like desks and stuff like that we don't really need, and then replaced it with objects that would be more fun, like the karaoke machine. That's basically what I did. I did change a bit of the coloring and stuff, but I liked all the dark browns and stuff that were already in the house, so I didn't really change much. I more just replaced the stuff from the packs I didn't have, which was mostly like paint and flooring. You'll see we're going to do that just now. This is Snow White's ensuite. I made it an ensuite and connected it to her bedroom so she can have her own bathroom to use. We can't have the Bachelorette having to wait. It's very small, but it does what it needs to do. Put a little massage chair upstairs, and here I'm designing this sort of hangout room, put in a karaoke machine, and there I just put a guitar and easel in the corner. Here I try to do a sort of dance floor vibe was what I was going for. Oh, there I decided to take the big karaoke machine. But yeah, I'm basically just doing a dance floor, hangout vibe. I couldn't find a dance floor. Is there like a dance floor? Is there like a dance floor object? I couldn't find one. Maybe it's in one of the packs I don't have. For some reason I thought that was a thing. For some reason I thought that was a thing that I have, but apparently not. And then here in the center, I just put a nice dining room table that they'll all be able to sit and eat at together. So that will be nice. Of course, there won't be 8 of them for long, because every week we'll be eliminating the bachelor that has the lowest relationship with Snow White. So it's only going to be 8 for a very short amount of time. I put these like origami birds outside because, again, I was like, ooh, maybe we can have like a rose ceremony by this. But again, later on you'll see I decided against it because it just doesn't suit the whole vibe of the rest of the cottage mansion we've created. So I do end up changing it. I do end up deleting it as well. Here what I'm doing, just added a bar. I decided to play around with the platforms a bit, which I haven't really used. I just made like a random little sunken area. It's pretty useless. I don't know why I did it. I think I just wanted to use the platforms, but I suppose I could have done something more creative with that. And here I just decided to extend the garden a bit because it was too small for all the activities I wanted to include. Over here I'm just copying this little sort of patio area that was there, and I'm making a rose ceremony room. So I've seen in a lot of other people's Bachelorette challenge videos that one of the issues they have is that is that the Bachelorette keeps losing relationship with other Sims because they see her like giving a rose, because a lot of them they like gather them all together for the rose ceremony and then give up like they would in the normal TV show. But then, you know, in The Sims, they get jealous of each other and then it just like ruins their relationship, and then she struggles to build up like a high romantic relationship with them again. So to sort of avoid that, I decided to make a rose room where when she gives them the roses each week to tell them they are staying, I'll unlock, so the door will always be unlocked for Snow White, our Bachelorette, but we'll unlock it for whichever Sim she's going to talk to. At that moment will be allowed in a room, and then there she can have her romantic time with them away from prying eyes and hopefully stop the other Sims from losing too much relationship with her. Of course, they will still probably flirt in the house and stuff in front of each other all the time because Sims have no shame. Yeah, we're just like closing off the back area. I'm finally happy with the garden size, and this is where I actually start putting stuff like more in their proper places and deciding where everything should go. Also just adding lots and lots and lots of landscaping because, as I said, you can't get too many flowers or bushes actually. Here I'm just laying a bunch of bushes and then just changing the colors to sort of make it look a bit more varied, just slightly more realistic. I mean, they still look way too perfect to actually be real, but I wanted to try to at least get a little bit close. Do you guys also go way too crazy with all the landscaping? I have to say that's probably like one of my favorite parts of designing or renovating a house in The Sims. It's just adding all the flowers and trees and bushes. I always way overdo it, but I mean, that's an aesthetic in itself, I think. Oh, this part is so cute. So here I took 7 of the gnomes and decided to place them around the hot springs just to represent the 7 dwarfs. I just thought it was like a cute little touch, you know, just having the 7 little gnomes there. So I hope you guys like that. I thought it was really cute. Really so excited to get into the actual gameplay and start seeing them all interact with each other. I'm really just excited to see who Snow White is drawn to. If you haven't watched the previous video, that's where we created Snow White and her 7 bachelors. It will be linked right over here. And I just loved all of them for different reasons. They were so cute. I mean, I'm biased, obviously, because I created them. So I'm sure a lot of it is to my own personal taste. But I did try to make a variety of some so that there is hopefully something that all of you will like. But yeah, I'm just really excited. It's embarrassing how excited I get for fictional characters to get together. I forgot that the jacuzzi has a like little lava thing, and then it had the whole lava, and then I just put the jacuzzi with the lava under the other lava. So, I don't know. I might still change it because it looks a bit silly. I haven't really decided yet. So, yeah, what I'm doing is just, I like this pool in the front, but I didn't like the idea of it being a pool. I wanted it to be more of like a dam sort of thing. So, I just changed the watercolor, added some lilies, and I took like the pool ladder out and just put some more plants around just to make it look a bit more, you know, damish. Instead of like a pool, even though it is a pool. But I think the lily pads is what sells it, you know. You just throw some lily pads on there. Wow, damn. So this is going to be the rose room, which I think is going to be cute and hopefully will stop them from getting too jealous. I mean, I think they will still get jealous sometimes because when your sim has romance with a bunch of sims, they tend to sometimes just flirt and stuff in front of other sims without really being too careful. What will you learn? That your actions have consequences! So let's hope we don't have too much of that, but let's try to avoid it where possible. I put a lot of red and I just wanted to make it kind of like a romantic space, so I added a little fireplace, some nice comfy chairs, but I didn't put too much in it because they're not going to be spending tons of time in there. It's literally just going to be for those super romantic moments where she's telling them she wants them to stay in the competition. So just like a cute little space, and I added a little rose on the table in the middle and the table in the corner just to give it that rose room vibe. As well as the little petals coming out of the cottage, and I also add some candles and of course some incense in case they need to be in a bit of a flirty mood to accept their roses. We did that so you can of course change their mood, and I think it just turned out really cute. It's a simple room, but it doesn't have like a really big purpose, so I think it fulfills what it needs to do. And I just add some more fairy lights around this bar area because you always need fairy lights in a garden, let's face it. Now I just go crazy with the terrain paint. I love terrain paint. I just put terrain paint everywhere, all the different shades. I go in with like a couple different browns around all the trees, around all the edges of all the buildings. And then I'll go with like some sun-dried grass, some darker grass, some lighter grass, just on everything, you know, just to make everything sort of look like people actually walk there, and just so that it doesn't look too fake. Like, yeah, you know, I put a lot of dirt and brown in front of the basketball court to look like people actually play basketball there, along with all the sort of paths and between the green areas, just all the places that would kind of get foot traffic. Now we back in here, I realized I forgot a dustbin in the kitchen and a dustbin outside, so I add those in quickly. And yeah, we're just doing the front part with these cute little bricks. Now I'm just painting all the areas that didn't have paint and adding some flooring to some of the floorings that were missing when I downloaded it. And it's pretty much done. It's a bit darker than I initially expected it to be, but I really think it matches the whole sort of cottage aesthetic that we're going for. I chose some traits for the property. The ones I chose was gnomes because I thought that was funny as a reference to the dwarves. I chose party because it will make them enjoy parties more and make them more charismatic and outgoing. And then of course I chose romantic. I hope that doesn't cause too many issues with them just flirting at random times with each other or with Snow. And that's it. So now we're gonna just do a quick walkthrough. This is the kitchen area with the 2 plates it came with. Here is just the passageway. Here's the bathroom with the separate toilet, just so people can shower in the one, use the toilet in the other. I put the walls up just so you can see the paint as well. And then over here we just have it's sort of like a passage. It's a room, but it's like a passage through. We might see what other activities we still want them to do or items we're missing, and then we'll add it in there. This is like a gym area. Lots of our men, as you saw from the previous video, are quite buff, so I'm sure they'll want to be doing a lot of working out. And then here's our little dance floor. I think I can change those lights to red in game when it's in live mode. Do you guys call it live or live mode? And yeah, now we're upstairs. We have a little massage chair, a separate toilet again, so you can shower in the one bathroom, use the toilet in the other at the same time with no embarrassing situations happening. Chess table, yes, Snow White's ensuite and Snow's room. Nice double bed, although hopefully no one will be sleeping in it with her during the challenge at least. And then here's a pong table, I think it's called in the game. Table tennis table vibe. And here's a room for 5 of the dwarves, 5 of the bachelors. And here's a room for 2 of the other bachelors, and then an extra bed, which I think I quickly now, changed the color to purple just to signify it's the, I think I changed it to a different color now. Okay, I changed it to green just to make it different, to signify it's like the butler's bed, not one of the bachelor's beds. So he's just in there with the bachelors. I don't know. Maybe he comes up as the underdog and steals the show. Such a cute build from Hatsy. And I'm really excited to play with it, especially with all our little additions we've added. You know, we've got the nice the nice fire pit. Here's a little Zen garden, basketball court, a soccer ball. Yeah, we have our little gnomes, which look so cute. And the hot springs is a little shrine for the dwarf/bachelors. We have our hot tub, our bar area, nice pool, and some space to just chill. And then of course we have the rose room at the back there. And that's it. I hope you guys liked it. It was so fun to do. I hope you think we managed to pull off this cottage mansion vibe we were going for. You know, cross between Snow White and the Bachelorette. It's not the easiest theme to pull off, but I think it's gonna fulfill what we needed to do. You know, it's got a lot of activities for them, a lot of social, a lot of skills they can use to impress Snow White. And I think it's just gonna be a really fun challenge overall, and I'm really, really excited to get going. In the next video, we'll be heading straight into the gameplay where Snow will finally meet her 7 bachelors, and they'll move into this beautiful cottage mansion and we'll see where things lead from there. If you haven't seen the previous video where we make Snow White and her bachelors, it will be up here right now. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. Also hit subscribe if you want to see the next one. Thank you so much for watching and have a very good day.